It's 67Kneil. Hi, Neil. Okay, don't wave back. All right. It's Tony Montana.
Their own lives following this. They've made a commitment, and they might not know, okay, at this exact moment is when I made the decision.
But
in my case, I was 29 years old.
If they did it when I was 5?
Actually, believe it or not, I didn't know for sure, but my son made a commitment when he was 4 years old, and I didn't believe that was real. And I kept asking him when he was 5, and absolutely all the way up till 8 years old, when he got enough language to where he could, that he made a true commitment. Well, he says, I'm a follower of Christ, and he's lived his life that way too.
Anabaptists, like the Mennonites and the Amish.
Baptists are bad.
No, the Anabaptists.
Anabaptists. They actually fought the Baptists.
Almost as bad as Catholics.
They say that you can't commit yourself or you can't get
a believer's baptism.
You know, baptism.
Yeah, believer's
you can't
baptism.
have that until you're a majority, 12, I think.
12.
Yeah.
Amish are that way too. You have to have a believer's baptism.
Well, Amish and Mennonites the same thing. So.
But then if you actually look at the Bible, it talks about whole families getting baptized, the whole entire family. Well, wouldn't that necessarily include, because the family's making a commitment to live a Christian life, so...
That might be different, yeah. Because the father, the strong father...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Saying my whole family's going to commit to a Christian life, so even the children would be included. I mean, obviously they'd also be raised in the church and taught, but...
There's a picture of our Baptist church. There's 400 guys standing out. This is 1940. They're part of the weekly Bible study group. There's 400 men in suits on a Wednesday night standing in front of this Baptist church, It's like, really? And nobody goes to Bible study anymore except the evangelical or the Bible churches. So, kind of interesting.
There's more than you think that go to...
Catholic Church started Bible studies over 10 years ago.
Oh, really?
Bible studies,
Oh,
yeah.
That's called catechism.
And actually, believe it or not, most of the people that teach the Bible studies are real followers of Moody Bible Institute.
Is catechism or is it Bible?
No, catechism is a separate thing.
Yes, I know. That's what I say.
Oh, catechism is what, New Testament?
No, catechism is teaching the doctrine before you get baptized.
Okay.
I'm fully qualified now. I'm certified as a teacher of Catholic doctrine. That's why when people try to pull stuff on me and say, "Oh, Catholics believe this, Catholics believe that," I'm like, "No."
Are you Catholic or Protestant?
Yeah, I'm Catholic.
Oh, okay.
John's
well, actually, I'm non-denominational. Actually, in my faith, I'm non-denominational. I've taught at Baptist school, Bible studies and stuff like that. So
you can marry people.
And my seminary I went to was a non-denominational seminary, so I didn't.
Yeah, not in Ohio.
I'm only at the Catholic Church right now because that's where God wants me to be. I mean, I actually,
They need a lot of help.
Actually, where I wanted to be, I wanted God to send me up to Willow Creek, where they got a school biking group. I mean, they got 6
but not the Ryder.
That's where I wanted to be. I spent 2 years there at Willow Creek Church, and when I asked God where He wanted me to be, He says, "This is where you're needed."
It's funny because last year when I was riding, it was actually in Illinois, northern Illinois, or northeastern Illinois. I met these guys, and they were like bikers for Christ or something. It was kind of strange.
Oh, we got those too. We have those fellas.
Yeah.
I mean, it was strange in the sense you would not think that there would be such a thing as bikers for Christ, but there they were.
Yeah, the church I'm at is not really that enjoyable to be in for me or anything like that, but it's like that's not, when you're a mature Christian, you're supposed to be useful. Christ didn't come here to enjoy His life, He came to help other people. It's like that should be your attitude.
Sort of like
that's good, because I haven't enjoyed learning at all.
Outreach.
Actually, you know what? Some of the friendliest people and acted more like Christians than anybody else that I've ever known was Jehovah's Witnesses. Those people treated me like I was family. It's like, I needed some help. I was a model flying club, and this one friend of mine was a Jehovah's Witness in the model flying club, and he met me. He introduced me to some of his friends, and I had some car problems. He's like, "Oh, so-and-so let you, brand new car. It's like, you've got this car that's less than a year old. You want to use it? Just use it as much." I'm like, "Just use it. You only know me as just a little." No, you're cool. They were Jehovah's Witnesses, and they're considered a cult by most Christians.
I worked for a Jehovah's Witness about 3 years.
Yeah.
What's the definition of cult? I just want to hear what you think the definition of cult is. Because that's a very negative kind. A very negative kind. Think Jim Jones, Guyana, cool.
Yeah.
What's your definition of cult?
Probably any group that's outside of the general norm of what a belief system is.
So there's no negative connotation?
No, I don't take it as negative. I just take it that they would not be accepted if you had an interdenominational of the major Christian denominations, the Protestant and the Catholics. They would probably consider Jehovah's Witnesses to not be
Oh, sure,
true
yeah,
followers,
absolutely.
yeah.
That's why when he brought it up.
Mormons or Jehovah's Witnesses. But as far as, I don't judge people by that, because sometimes, fellow Catholics can be a pain in the butt. I've had atheist friends that I'd rather hang around with my atheist friend than my Catholic friend that's a pain in the butt.
Atheists can be a pain in the butt, too.
What were you saying there?
What?
John was going to say something.
Yeah.
Minister.
No, I just used to work with a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
He was my boss. He worked at the auto place. We repaired cars, sold parts. Never had someone rip me off as much as him.
He was.
And he would actually look at me. He says, "Now you showed pieces in the Bible. Says you got to go down to where their level is, something they understand, and preach to them. That way you can build them up, give them where you need." And one time he was with a whore in the back room screwing her so he can get her up to his level. Yeah, you got to go down to their level. I thought, now wait a minute.
Jehovah's Witnesses have a strong discipline system. If any of the church leadership in the Kingdom Hall, well, they don't call it a church, they call it a Kingdom Hall.
Yeah.
If anybody in their Kingdom Hall had have caught him doing that, he would have probably been disfellowshipped.
He should have been. This guy
Yeah,
was
he
a
was.
crook.
He didn't fit the mold.
Yeah.
He was used to be always Catholic, and he left Catholic, went Jehovah's Witness.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. Right there.
They do probably about 90% of their stuff isn't really that different than a regular Christian would find. They still read the Bible and stuff like that. So, but they are very strong into the discipline. My buddy
is bad.
Smoking. They will. They will. His son was kicked out for smoking. They will kick you out for smoking, and one of his buddies was too, and they let him back in. He quit smoking again. They let him back in. Then he went back to smoking. They kicked him out again, and then the second time he kicked it totally, and then they let him back in again. But they believe it's for your own good. They're not doing it to try to be mean, but they want you to be better. So in their mind, it's not like we're being
That's
horrible.
Jehovah's
Jehovah's Witness.
Huh?
Yeah, you can't talk to them, or you could come in the Kingdom Hall and you could sit at the back on the bench, but nobody's going to greet you or say hi to you or anything like that. You just sit back there and listen. And then when you change your ways and, get in line with everybody else, then you'll be in full fellowship again. They'll totally forgive you and everything, and you'll be back with them. So
Oh man, that's not right.
it is kind of strange.
I'm just kidding.
It's strange, I'll have to say, but that's
Listen, if you want to be part of a religion, there's rules.
yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
a social one.
When's the last time you ever heard of a Catholic getting excommunicated? It just about never happens anymore. You'd have to be so far off the mark.
Now here's a question. One of those priests who was diddling little boys and
Yeah.
finally got defrocked. Do you think he was excommunicated? No.
No, they didn't
no,
excommunicate.
No. As a matter of fact, that was the closest before I was seeking God about where I should stay and everything like that. I was thinking in my own mind, if they don't take care of this problem really quick, I'm bolting. I'm going to the Greek Orthodox Church. I'm not putting up with this nonsense. As soon as I heard about it, I stopped giving money. I have not to this day given any money that they're going to, because I'm not going to use it to be paid out to these settlements.
Yeah.
They're going to have to suffer for that. That's
Good.
Oh, they
the
are.
cost.
I
Yeah.
heard they're big time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to pay part of those settlements. And then what they did was this bishop was our bishop in the Rockford was the first one to get in line. When he came on board, he said it's zero tolerance. If anybody is accused, they're out of ministry immediately on the accusation. We share all the documentation with the police department, the local police, and we do a church investigation. Unless you're cleared in both investigations,
But what do you do if somebody just makes something up? Like that one guy in
then you're
Syracuse.
cleared on the investigation, and you can countersue
Yeah,
the
but
person.
still, your whole
Yeah,
reputation.
well, you know that ahead of time. Since I was going to become a teacher of doctrine, every year I had to have a criminal background
You
check.
can get that now.
Yeah.
Just anybody can get
Yep.
that accusation.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
In
there's a
Illinois,
guy-
I don't have to have cause to sue you. If I got enough to do the paperwork, I can say you did anything and bring you to court.
Yeah, but that doesn't. That's
I
yeah,
know.
but I hear you.
Yeah.
There's a guy who was a coach at Syracuse University. Remember the
Yeah.
Sandusky thing
Yeah.
happened? Well, a few weeks later, a couple guys said well, it turned out they were lying.
Yeah.
They made his family's life miserable.
Yeah.
He almost lost his job. He had.
And the problem is, it's up to you to countersue him. It should be automatically law that the judge can levy a fine for bringing a false
I agree.
lawsuit, and it should be at least double damages.
In
It should
England,
be whatever
in
your
England,
cost.
I think that if you
Yeah.
lose one of those cases in court, you pay.
I believe if you sue me and it costs me $3,000 to defend myself and I'm clear, you should pay me $6,000
I agree.
to discourage you from doing it.
Well, it screws the general population.
Yeah.
I think it's not a bad idea. Hey guys, I gotta go.
Okay.
Time's getting late.
Yeah.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah. Too bad I didn't get here yesterday.
That'd been cool. That'd been cool.